And now, for a very special episode of the G1 Features Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the G1 Features Podcast, episode 17. Hi, how you doing? I'm your host, Madhero, as always here, and with me is my co-host, Gear. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm fine, and totally didn't forget to hit record the first time we tried this intro.
Yeah, that was, a little mistake. Luckily, we figured it out pretty early, so it's all good.
Yes, no, what are you talking about? That didn't happen. I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. I didn't say anything. But, yeah, how you're doing? Everything alright?
Yeah, it's getting warmer, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, we're getting spring over here. It's actually quite nice. I had work, today. So it was actually just, good weather to actually just, do everything.
Yeah, the clouds are getting darker though, so I'm expecting rain.
Yeah, it is weird, the cloud, like everything with the weather. Because it's nice and hot outside, like it's 13, 15 degrees or so.
Perfect temperature for like thin jackets and hoodies, not
exactly.
like winter coats.
But it's still, sometimes you get a whole bunch of rain clouds coming and it's all, and then it's like over in an hour. And sometimes it just goes all day.
It's flannel weather, people, which is like my aesthetic, which is just amazing, so.
Okay. But anyways, with some of the odd weather that's going on, have you been staying at home playing video games, or?
Not that much, actually. I was out of town for the weekend, celebrating a family birthday, which is always fun.
That's always fun.
I played my favorite board game ever, Eldritch Horror. We almost lost, but thankfully, 2 turns out from losing, we managed to pull a clutch victory after all.
Nice. Take that, you Eldritch Horrors.
Yes. Yig, the father of serpents.
Okay. Didn't you get Hyrule Warriors Legends recently, or?
I haven't really touched it, just because of the whole, birthday thing. I did get Virtue's Last Reward, though, which I have been playing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a game that's always been on my radar, and for some reason I still haven't played it.
Well, probably one of the reasons is it's quite hard to find.
You can buy it digitally, I know, but...
Yeah, but for a while you couldn't, so...
It's been hard to find in Europe, yeah.
And especially the first one is hard to find, 999.
I think 999 was a American exclusive.
Because
it was done by
Atlas here.
Is it like an American version? I want to say it is, but
I don't know. I don't have it like close to me right now. Partially because I lent it to someone, but I don't have the box here either.
Because I believe it was an Atlas game, and Atlas is always.
I feel like it's one of those games that did come out in Europe, but only
it did not. I just checked.
A million years. Okay, so I guess the one I found was an import then.
Yeah.
Because I just found it in like the game store around the corner here, Netgame.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was just like, sweet tits! I need to buy this like yesterday.
Yeah.
That game is great, by the way.
999 is awesome.
If you can manage to get hands on it, highly recommended DS game.
Yeah. It's a really, really good video. It's a very good. It's very Saw-esque almost.
Yeah, imagine Saw combined with like Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
And you've got an idea of what it's like. It's so good.
And I've been playing some of its successor, which is very much Danganronpa, which same dev, I believe. Very much a similar concept almost, though it's all much more, I guess, anime, you could say.
Well, I mean, 999 was pretty anime.
It already is, but Danganronpa goes more of that stereotypical anime way.
And I mean, it has an anime, so that already confirms that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really want to play Danganronpa, as we've mentioned in a previous episode. It is on my Steam wishlist, which I will be buying at some point, just not right now, and because of the aforementioned 2 game purchases.
Yeah, okay. I haven't been buying anything recently. I've been playing I did buy something. I bought Donkey Kong Country on my new 3DS.
Like the first one? The Super Nintendo one?
The Super Nintendo one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, that explains the Twitter handle.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, I just...
I'm really annoyed. Like, my name doesn't work for puns.
Yeah, my name is short enough so it can fit into a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, that's been a fun ride. It's an interesting evolution because Donkey Kong Country sort of revolutionized 3D graphics at the time, and now it just kind of looks like shit. But you have to sort of appreciate it what they did back in 1992 or so.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, it's a rare platformer. I'm always in for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for the rest, I've been really getting back into Mario Maker.
Really?
Yeah, the 100 Mario challenge and to get those hard levels. Like, just as a sort of a way to play endless Mario levels, it is such a delight. There are many trolley levels, which I didn't immediately just skip. But, man, it's such a time sink. It's such a, once you get a really good level, there was a really good cape level that I did with Super Mario World and the flying and all that.
Nice.
And it's just man, that was really well done. Good job, good sir. And it's just a really fun game. Because it's, endless Mario levels.
Mm.
And when people are actually put some effort into it and not, troll you to death or be like Ross. It's a good time. There was recently a really good level on Game Rooms, which is the
Zelda one?
The goalkeeper one. It's the most recent episode at time of recording.
Oh, I don't know how I watched that because I think I went to sleep.
It's a great level.
Okay.
Check it out if you, just watch it on YouTube or something.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Where else was I gonna watch it?
I don't know.
Yes, I watch pirated versions on Dailymotion.
Do people still use Dailymotion?
Yeah. It's where you watch pirated versions of things.
Yeah.
I'm told.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
Anyway, yeah, there's, for the rest, it's been, pretty quiet on the game front. I haven't really had enough money to go and get Pokken tournaments, recently. But, yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see. There isn't anything out yet in April, which I go, I need this. Because, Dark Souls is coming soon. There's Star Fox. There's, yeah, those are the two really big games I can think of coming this April. But we'll get more
And hey,
into that.
Hyper Light Drifter came out today.
Yeah, that's true. Hyper Light Drifter, but is that on PS4 as well now? Or,
Probably.
I think
I know it's coming to PS4. I don't know if
I know
today.
it is, but yeah. But for the rest, not been doing a whole lot. I saw Batman v Superman though.
Oh shit!
The internet's been going crazy. And don't worry, I won't spoil anything because there are people that care for that. But yeah, that's the very definition of a 2.5 out of 5. It's a very weird movie.
Yeah, the PlayStation 4 version is coming out later this year.
Oh, for Hyper Light Drifter. I
Yeah.
don't think you mean Batman v Superman.
No, it's coming to PS4. It'll be interactive and somehow even worse, probably.
Oh, did you see it?
No.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? I have better things to do with my life.
I remember when we saw Man of Steel together.
It was terrible.
It was an interesting experience.
Honestly, World War Z was better than that.
Hey, World War Z was alright.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody expected it to be.
Yeah.
That was the weird thing.
Yeah, but that was, we'll see how it goes with the future of the DC universe, but right now the internet is aflame with comments saying how it's the worst thing ever, and some saying it's, a perfect introduction to the DC cinematic universe. Critics sure aren't saying that.
No. Last I checked, it had a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and I mean, Rotten Tomatoes is a very flawed system if you use it like that, but, yeah, right now it's on 29%. Which isn't great.
No.
But, yeah, we've, do you want to get into some, news or anything, or do you delay the inevitable, or,
No, let's jump right in, because we don't have a lot of good stories this week, so...
Oh no, this is,
sooner rather than later would be nice.
This is where the very special episode part comes in.
Yeah.
This is, well, we can delay it, maybe, because there are some other stories coming. Because we have 3 main stories, and there's, like, sub-stories related to pretty much all of them. But, yeah, we've got, pick your poison, I'd say. There is, Final Fantasy 15, which is that's actually not too bad. Two Worlds, that's an interesting one. And then there's,
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Let's do it in that order, just because, like, Final Fantasy 15 is just like, oh, okay. And then Two Worlds is just sort of funny. And then Nintendo is just sad and disappointing and angering. And, yeah, so let's, Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, okay, so, a couple, like, last night, Square Enix held a big, uncovered Final Fantasy 15 event in, Los Angeles, hosted by, Kinda Funny Games. And, yeah, it was basically, showing off a whole bunch of stuff for Final Fantasy 15 and, for what's to come. Big thing to come out of it, we got a release date. Final Fantasy 15 is now officially coming in September 30th.
Of this year.
Maybe, hopefully. They have a date, so that should hopefully be, confirmation that we finally get this thing after it's been in development for over a decade.
That hasn't stopped Mighty Number 9.
Ooh! But, also, that the party doesn't end there. We get a 5-episode anime prequel, of which the first one is already out. So you can watch that. It looks alright so far. I haven't seen any of it. I've seen some of the pictures and the GIFs and all that, but, yeah, looks good. I can't really comment on it yet. Let's see, there's a demo you can download now if you have a US PSN account, which apparently kind of very childlike, and I see people comparing it to Kingdom Hearts almost.
Oh no.
But more in that sort of whimsy kind of way, not in the, oh my god, what is going on? What is this, like, overly complicated bullshit? Which I'm sure is there, but...
I mean, it's a modern Square Enix game.
Yeah. And, probably a weird one, and I'm not sure, like, how connected it is. Like, it's supposed to be about, the main character's father, but there's a CGI movie coming. Similarly to, Advent Children, I suppose. But, yeah, there's, characters like, well, not necessarily characters, but actors like Sean Bean is in it, Lena Headey from Game of Thrones, well, both. And,
both from
Aaron
Game
Paul.
of Thrones.
Yeah, both from Game of Thrones. And Aaron Paul's in it.
That's, not a bad cast.
Yeah, that's not a bad cast at all. And, of course, I haven't really seen, I don't know what's really going on with it, if it's, a spin-off, or it's a prequel. It does seem like that's the case, considering it's about the main character's father.
I'm glad that Aaron Paul is still getting work, because after Breaking Bad ended, it was sort of like, oh, he's a Need for Speed. Oh, okay. Yeah. And I mean, he had BoJack Horseman, which people like, but was a voice role.
Yeah. He's in a new show, actually, for Hulu, I believe. The Path, I believe it's called. He's also, like, Hugh Dancy's also in it.
Oh, sweet.
So, he's still doing stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, big, Final Fantasy 15 stuff, and it's nice to finally have a release. Where do you stand on Final Fantasy 15? Because you're not, I believe, the biggest Final Fantasy fan, or...
No, my favorite Final Fantasy, as I have said many times, is Final Fantasy VI.
Yes, which is the right choice.
Yeah, exactly. Objectively the best Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
I've never really seen the appeal of more modern Final Fantasy games. I tried number 10, didn't like it. I got it cheap on like a flea market or something, and I was just like, yeah, let's try it. And no, thank you very much. I have been enjoying Bravely Default, but again, that's more in the classic pre-3D Final Fantasy styles.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 15, it has potential, I guess. I saw they released like a half hour of gameplay like a while ago, and I watched that, and it looks, it looks okay.
Yeah.
I'm not like blown away by it. I'm not excited for Final Fantasy 15, but it looks not intolerably bad.
Yeah. I'm sort of in that wait and see camp because I remember being excited for Final Fantasy 13, and we all know how that went.
Oh yeah.
So in that sense, I'm sort of careful, especially, it's a modern JRPG from Square Enix, and it's kind of sad that you're never quite sure if you can trust that or not. They have been pimping out the game quite a bit. It's obvious that they are confident in it. Otherwise they wouldn't put as much money and, effort into making all this other stuff for it.
I mean, they were confident for Final Fantasy 13 as
well. Exactly. But, I want to assume that they've learned their lesson, and it does look like there's a much more, going on in 13, that you're not just pressing the A button over and over.
While a meaningless bullshit story happens to you.
Yeah. It's very much wait and see. I'm not as excited, I'm not excited for it, but I'm interested in it. If it's good, I'll definitely go and give it a look.
At some point down the line. I'm not, like, in any particular hurry to play it, so.
Yeah, we'll see. But right now, of course, it's, we have to, wait. But not that long anymore.
Yeah.
It feels forever ago, but it's actually happening now.
For the first time in forever, we have Final Fantasy 15 info. Wow, that did not scan, like, at all.
No. Okay. Moving on then, we've got, as you mentioned, who remembers Two Worlds?
I do! I played it!
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a terrible experience. First of all, like, I didn't play it for, like, more than half an hour. But it was just like, your character holds the sword backwards, and the voice acting is terrible.
Oh yeah,
the game looks terrible. I don't know what's going on. The combat is stilted and awkward. The movement feels terrible. Everything about it was just not an experience I would like to repeat.
Yeah.
Then they made a sequel, which was, not inexcusably bad, but not particularly good. And then they made Raven's Cry, which was just hilarious. And then they tried to remake Raven's Cry, and it didn't make it any better. And now they're making a Two Worlds 3. I don't know who is asking for this.
I have no idea how Topware, who are the developers in Reality Pump, are going. I have no idea how they're actually still functioning, especially after, for all the fault we give Raven's Cry, it was obviously a big game with a lot of money put into it.
Yep.
I think at least. And that they're still going after such a failure.
Yeah, how are they even still, like, a company?
Yeah, it's interesting. And now, but we're not just getting Two Worlds 3, which apparently has a 2019, release date, which is, still 3 years off. But, Two Worlds 2 is getting 2 major expansions, one coming out this year.
Again, why? Who wants that?
I don't know.
I don't know a single person who even remotely liked Two Worlds. Like, reviewers, I think, were like, okay, this is, it's more like a video game now. But I mean, we live in an age where we've got stuff like The Witcher 3, we've got Dragon's Dogma, all these great RPGs with excellent gameplay and writing, and then Two Worlds is just like, hello, I am also here.
Yeah.
Please love me, Senpai.
Yeah. It is.
It's
silly,
honestly a little sad.
Yeah. But, it's happening. There's a fan base, and, they get their,
people in it.
Let them have their video game. I'm not sure, I'm not gonna play it.
I mean, like, I know a person who thinks Connor from Assassin's Creed 3 is a really good character, so there are just people who are wrong about things.
Yeah. Okay, now I think it's time to move on to the real meat, I'd say. The big mess.
Yeah. Because this happened yesterday.
This happened literally yesterday night. It's quite a pickle.
It hasn't even been 12 hours, and this is by far the biggest story in a while, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay, so
should I do the honors of
I'd like to do this one if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. I'll just stay still for a bit and wait for my time to respond.
I appreciate that. Right. So, Allison Rapp. Allison Rapp is a former PR person at Nintendo. She did a number of Treehouse streams. She was very vocal on Twitter. She was great at what she did. I liked her a lot. And I'm using the past tense here because yesterday, seemingly out of nowhere, it was revealed by Allison herself on her Twitter page that Nintendo had let her go. Things like this happen, but the reasoning for them letting her go is what bothers me. It's what bothered a lot of people, and a lot of people were very upset at Nintendo. I'm still very upset at Nintendo. I imagine I'm not the only one. I know there's one independent developer who straight up said, like, well, we had a game plan for Wii U. Not anymore, we don't. Yeah. So, Nintendo decided that because Allison Rapp had been, for a number of months now, had been the target of harassment by Gamergate. Yes, it's Gamergate. Of course, it's always fucking Gamergate. Because Nintendo had been the target of harassment by Gamergate for literally no reason. Like, they were harassing her over...
there was a reason.
She's a woman. Yeah, but like they were harassing her over things that like she agreed with them on. They blamed her for like Xenoblade Chronicles X's breast size slider being removed, even though she publicly stated that she would have really liked for it to stay in the game.
I am absolutely baffled, or at least at the hypocrisy that is going on with the people over at Gamergate, in the sense that they very publicly defended A-chan, and of course the child, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself over there.
Yeah, and another thing that they claimed is she's defending pedophilia, which is based on her thesis from 2011 or 2012, where she talked about Japan's culture of sexuality, which is very different. And they misinterpreted a lot of what she said. You know how these things go on the internet, and people get hurt because of it. And so Nintendo, instead of deciding to stick up for an employee that a lot of people like and value, decided she was too much of a liability and let her go unceremoniously. And what really especially bothers about me is that this is such a cowardly move by Nintendo. Like, they essentially caved to a group of harassers, misogynists, and literal neo-Nazis. They thought their opinion was more important than the safety and livelihood of one of their employees. And it's just, I'm so sick of women being harassed out of this industry. Like, this isn't a new thing. Like, Gamergate has been around for, since, August of 2014. But this culture and this idea of harassment has been around for much, much longer. This is not a new thing. I mean, Jennifer Hepler of BioWare, the community manager for Mighty Number 9, got tons of harassment when it was just announced that she would have the job. I mean, we have Anita Sarkeesian, we have Lee Alexander. It's just, I'm so sick of this. This cannot... Why is this still happening? I'm so sick of this happening. I'm so sick of good people getting so much shit just because they're women, or just because they're gay, or just because they're trans, or just because they don't agree with what shitty white dudes think. Alright, go.
Okay. that I didn't want to say anything because you were obviously very impassioned about that, and I'm pretty much in full agreement that yeah, I'm so sick of seeing this happen over and over and over. There's some other things going on that we don't even want to mention because it's literally non-story. So I'll just mention the Mega 64 Dead or Alive Extreme video, which is hilarious. Go check that out.
Okay.
But which is, I mean, Nintendo recently released a sort of a statement regarding the whole thing that she wasn't fired for the harassment campaign, that she was fired for moonlighting at another company, which they didn't approve of. But then Rapp responded with the fact that moonlighting is allowed by Nintendo, but apparently what she specifically was doing apparently was not. And it's unsure what exactly that is. And it's honestly not that important. But what is important to note, because it does bring this thing full circle, is that it was the people over at Gamergate that found this out, reported it, and et cetera, et cetera. It's all just, it's such a big fucking mess.
And it's like, shame on Nintendo. Like,
it is incredibly spineless. It is.
I've had my issues with Nintendo before. I've gone, on this podcast, I've gone off about them. But like, my God. Like, this looks really bad.
It does look really bad. And the news has picked this up. This is similar to that thing when Tomodachi Life didn't allow gay characters.
Yeah.
Again, they are, like, they just come off looking bad. And it's not a good look.
This reeks of Nintendo, like, trying to be apolitical, which being apolitical is in of itself a political statement. So being apolitical is literally not possible.
Yeah.
And so it values their it values their perceived neutrality over like taking a stand. And so what they've basically done is they've remained silent. To be
fair, Nintendo is famously silent on pretty much everything.
And I just don't think that's like, that doesn't cut it anymore. Like, gaming is so global now, and the gaming community has become such a microcosm for social issues, for debate, for artistic expression, that you can't really do that anymore without coming off looking really bad. Like, it's the Streisand effect of just like making a point to not talk about it will draw the attention to the fact that you're not talking about it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what there is more to say, because this is also something other companies do, in the sense that Sony isn't talking about it, Microsoft isn't talking about it, EA, Capcom, all these big companies. It's just kind of like it's a very cowardly thing that they just don't want to risk losing consumers and all that stuff.
See, this is what I was talking about last night on Twitter. It's like, it's a negative side effect of capitalism, where companies as big as Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft and stuff, they value their statistics and their numbers over the well-being of their people. Where, as long as they get paid, they don't care. Like, they care about their bottom line. And see, here's the thing. This affects their bottom line. This affects the money they're going to make. Because this is just terrible PR.
I do think that Nintendo's stock dropped after this
I'm
thing
not
broke.
surprised. Like, this made them look terrible. And I know I'm not going to be buying any of their games for a very long time. I mean, I just bought 2, unfortunately. It's just like, doing this so publicly and so unexpectedly, and just like, they really did this in like the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Short of like firing her while she's hosting a Treehouse stream, you know? It's just, There are so many better ways they could have done this. Many of them included not firing her.
Again, we don't know the full details of what happens, and especially regarding that second job thing, but it is just a and I think that's the frustrating part, is that right now we can only really speculate from what she has said on her Twitter and all that stuff, and what Nintendo has said. And it becomes a he said, she said situation, and it's like, I can't really, like, it's hard to comment without knowing anything, but right now, yeah, it is a shitty situation, and Nintendo has, in my opinion, messed up.
Oh, absolutely. And
I feel yeah, boycotting maybe is a little too far, but again, just the way you want to express your opinion. Like, I think people spread, like, links to sort of talk to like, where you can send your concerns and all that stuff to Nintendo, but...
Yep, I did that.
Yeah, and I feel that's a good thing to do, sort of give them, a piece of your mind, and then, if you feel a boycott is necessary, I'm not of that, I feel that may be going a little too far, and that's maybe fanboyism speaking, the Nintendo fanboy in me speaking, but... Yeah, I do I'm gonna admit, they fucked up. What's more there's not a whole lot more to say.
There's a lot more to say.
Yeah, I mean... Well, when you went on that big rant, I mean, like, video game culture's in such a shit pile right now.
And it has been for a while. I mean, this, like I said, this is nothing new, and it's just like, this is just the latest in a series of shitty things happening to women in the games industry. It's just, I'm so disappointed that we as an industry, that we as a community, that we as a culture are still allowing stuff like this to happen, that this keeps happening to hardworking, genuinely talented, well-beloved women. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now, especially because I already spent a number of minutes talking about it at the beginning of the segment, but just like, I wish that we could get past this. I wish that we could solve this. I wish that women didn't constantly have to fear for their livelihoods because shitty people are trying their best to get them fired.
Yeah, you can... It's a problem that's going on everywhere in the industry, not just games, just like everywhere in entertainment. You see it with the recent Ghostbusters trailer, and just how vicious some of the reception is to what is a not particularly good trailer.
Yeah, I took more issue with like its portrayal of black people. It was just like 3 white scientists, and look, the black woman is from the streets, because we've never seen that before. But it, like, what is it about geek culture that is just so anti-woman? Like,
I have no idea.
There's like papers and academia and stuff that has been written about this. It's just like, why is this such a hard thing to understand? That, like, this is basic, like, feminism 101. Women are people. People have feelings. This isn't revolutionary. This isn't, like, I don't deserve any, like, awards for this. It's just, like, this is basic fucking human emotions we're talking about here. They have just as much of a place in geek culture as men do. Why is this so hard? And why does this get such a vitriolic, hateful reaction? I don't understand.
I don't either. And sometimes... yeah, it's just a shitty thing. And, like, we are talking about this, and of course it's all just been, this is obviously a big mess. There's other things that have just been groan-worthy and all that. We do have to realize it is getting better. It is being talked about. It is being discussed. It's so out in the open now. And people are criticizing for it. We see this more and more happening. There is a revolution going on. And there's gonna be, there's gonna be some steps back, some mistakes, a whole bunch of shitty things. But it is important to notice that things are getting better right now. And as much, like, people can whine as much as they want, people can be sending death threats or whatever. This is happening. It's getting more and more out there, and deal with it.
Yeah, thankfully. I'm thankful that it is getting better, albeit very slowly.
Slowly, but it is actually happening.
But it's not going to happen on its own. Like, we need to, like, make a real concerned effort to, like, let people know that this is a problem.
Yeah.
Like, this is a problem for women, just not only in games, but in, like, tech, in science, in so many different fields, that their work is underappreciated, and they're just in a lot more danger of losing their job just because they're women. That's just because the way that patriarchal society is built. It's shitty for everyone. It's shitty for literally everyone. And it just astounds me that there are people who are so strongly against women being equal
no girls allowed
to men. I'm just like, it baffles me.
Yeah.
It's so like, why? How? Why?
Yeah. I think we've just about covered everything there is to say about this, or at least I'm not sure how much else how much angrier you want to get. But
no, I'm plenty upset already. I need to stop.
Do you want to move on to something lighter?
Yes,
something?
please.
Okay. Then we will. Speaking of capitalism, there's video games coming out.
Yeah, because this industry is still trucking.
Yep. Let's start off, nice and easy. That Hyper Light Drifter is out today.
Yeah, came out at time of recording. Day of recording, which will be either 1 or 2 days before it goes up, depending on how fast we can work this out.
Yeah. But yeah, Hyper Light Drifter it's been in development for years, I believe.
It was a Kickstarter. It was funded through Kickstarter, so it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah, but now it's finally out. It's very Zelda-esque.
Which it made no, pretensions of being otherwise.
Yeah. Looks very good. It looks,
soundtrack by someone very talented.
Yep.
Did the soundtrack for Fez, if memory serves.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. It's neat that But, that's actually coming out really, really soon. Actually, it is out. So, but it's apparently out on PC and Mac now. It's not, out yet on PS4 and Xbox One, which is coming, I believe, somewhere in the summer or so.
Vaguely mid-2016.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely worth checking out. Then there's another indie game, Enter the Gungeon, which is from the people from Devolver Digital, which looks very much like I'm getting a big Nuclear Throne vibe from it. Yeah,
I've seen. I watched a video. I think that Video Gamer did of the developer talking about their game in an interview setting. It's just it is slightly different. I think it has more focus on the guns than the characters. There's, I want to say 300 different weapons in that game or something.
Very Borderlands-esque.
Yeah. It is different from Nuclear Throne, but it does sort of have the same, over-the-top, quick action vibe to it, and it looks really cool.
It looks really cool. I dig it.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a multiplayer element to it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I certainly hope there is. It looks really fun.
So then it definitely looks like something you can play with your friends and just dungeon crawl, and loot and all that stuff. But, that's definitely worth checking out as well. That comes out April 5th. Also out on April 5th, it's a busy day apparently, is Quantum Break. And Quantum Break was of course one of the big Xbox One exclusives that they pimped out back in when the thing was first announced. It's from Remedy, who made the likes of Alan Wake and Max Payne.
It's not Xbox One exclusive anymore. It's also
It's not. It's also on PC, yeah.
The Windows 10 App Store, not Steam.
Which is weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's Windows. They want a monopoly.
Yeah, but, it's, I think it's a mix of TV and video game, or at least I think the TV part got cut down a bit when Xbox closed their entertainment.
Yeah, but it's still got like live action bits.
It does.
Apparently have the vibe of sort of like a CW sci-fi show that's a little bit lame.
Yeah, sort of like The Flash, I believe, or
the 100.
Yeah, or like something a little more. I think it's a bit more serious than that, but we shall see it. Like Jim Sterling posted an early review for it, accidentally gave it an 8.5, which is a pretty great score. So I'm not sure what the others are really saying about it, but yeah, it does look like something. If you have an Xbox or a big enough or a strong enough PC to run it, because apparently it has some really, really big specs.
Yeah.
So
look at it.
You're gonna need a beast of a PC to run it.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I can run it, and I have a pretty good PC.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in that, and it's always fun to see. Like Alan Wake is such an underrated game.
Yeah, I keep meaning to play it. I do have it on Steam. I just never got around to playing it.
Yeah, check it out. It's really, really good. It's got some flaws here and there, but it's definitely a fun experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then also out is another VR headset, the HTC Vive. So if you've got $800 lying around and want a room dedicated to VR,
yeah,
then this might be for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm done with VR. I said all I wanted to say on VR in the last episode.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, fine, this is happening now.
It is a thing that is happening.
I don't have the money to get another one of these friggin' things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite an episode.
That was quite the episode, yeah. You know, sometimes you just gotta let out some steam and just, because this is an issue that needs to be discussed and talked about.
Yeah.
And it's not a fun thing to do, but it's the right thing to do.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think I have much more to add than that.
No questions this week, although partially that's our fault because we're recording during the day instead of in the evening. So I think we can call that an episode.
We can call it an episode, yeah. It's been interesting. We did get some feedback sort of regarding, making episodes shorter and stuff. And we feel that this is a good...
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah. Got some interesting things out there, and
Thank you all for the feedback, by the way.
Yeah. Also, apparently Miitomo is out, so I'll be checking that out.
I won't.
So much for your Nintendo boycott. Ha!
Because it's a Nintendo thing, and I'm not touching it. I wasn't going to get it anyway, but now I'm especially not getting it on principle.
We'll see how that goes. I'm doing because I'm a corporate whore.
Kind of, yeah. Let's be honest, you're shilling for them pretty hard, bro.
But we'll see. Anyways, you can follow me at the Madhero on Twitter. You'll probably see my Miitomo escapades there, depending on how much I like that game for the day that I'll probably be playing it, and then never again. And we'll do it. Well, it's where I pimp out all my G1 feature stuff. It's where you'll find my opinions on stuff. And yeah, for the rest, follow G1 Features on screwattack.com. And where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Gear12_Turbo and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gear12, where I occasionally stream video games. Haven't in a while, been busy, getting back to it. Not this weekend, because wow, I have a lot of wrestling to watch.
Okay.
It's WrestleMania weekend!
Ooh, yeah! Did you see that Zangief alternate costume, by the way?
Yup.
That is amazing.
The cream of the crop!
And I don't even like wrestling, but it's that thing.
It's Macho Man. Everyone loves Macho Man.
True, I guess. But I think on that light note, I think we give this very special episode its adieu, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!